And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the True North Golf Society News and Notes Show. This is Costa Royalty, and welcome into our first show of the second season. This is going to be a show where we're going to talk about the latest news, talk about the latest tournaments, give you some notes about some things that are coming up, talk about the Ryder Cup, talk about little things here and there. We're going to do this a few times a week, just to kind of give everybody an idea of what's going on inside of the society, some of the things you can find on the website, and some of the news and most important things you need to know for your society and the club. So once again, I'm Costa Royalty. So glad to have you joining us here. For those of you who are watching on Twitch, welcome in. We're not going to be playing any golf here. This is a news and notes show. We're going to be going through everything that's part of the True North Golf Society here over the course of the first couple events during the season. So we're going to start off with our first segment, and that is talking about the first tournament of the season. As you can see in the message of the day here, we are inside the clubhouse. It says congratulations to RSM 420 for winning the first event of the season. That event, of course, was the Wilson Classic. And the Wilson Classic, which was sponsored by Tim Wilson UK, the president of the society, was played at the True North Golf and Country Club. So we'll kind of go to that and just kind of take a look at the overall final leaderboard. We do want to congratulate RSM for the victory in that tournament. And so we'll go to the event result here, and we'll take a look at that and see that you can see RSM there. Ignore number one. Ignore that. We disqualified that player, so you can ignore that one if you would please. But you can see there the top five. RSM, Robert J. 32 came in second. Hellsfire JP came in third. Old Time Gamer came in fourth. And then Coastal Royalty, myself, and Grizzly 41, we tied for fifth place at 14 under. So a really good way to start off the tournament. There were some low scores. There was some really good fun. I know a lot of people played those rounds together in a social aspect, and so it was really a lot of fun to get the second season going. So we want to make sure congratulate once again RSM 420 for winning the True North Golf and Country Club's the Wilson Classic. Once again, congratulations to you, sir. And then the second tournament of the Golf Society was the Callum McLeod Memorial, as you can see here. And the Callum McLeod Memorial was just ended last night at about midnight here on the East Coast. And so we'll go ahead and click that, and I can tell you that we did have a different champion. This was our first tournament that was handicapped. And so we'll go over here to the leaderboard, and we'll take a look at the event result. And as you can see, the winner was Dodgy Shockers from England. So congratulations with minus 26. He shot a second round 55. That is unbelievable. I myself shot a 59 in the second round, but I played a horrible first round with a 68. I had like 15, 16 mile an hour winds. So the conditions were quite tough for some people. I know some people played early on and the conditions were 20, 25 mile an hour winds. And that can really make that course pretty difficult. We did play on the Harbortown Heritage course, a course made by Colin Mafia. And so as you can see here, the top five, Dodgy Shockers, number one. Holy Mush was second. 2 rounds of 59. That is excellent. Old Time Gamer once again in the top five, shooting a 58. Swiggles there shot 260s for a 22 under. And rounding out the top five there, the Bull 007 with a 61 and 59. And Kia, 1978 from the first season. If you remember him, he scored extremely well in a lot of the tournaments there and won a lot of the tournaments in season one. He came in at a 62.60 for a minus 20. But I'm sure that the handicap really did hurt him a little bit in this event. So I want to congratulate everyone who participated. I also want to thank everyone who participated. I hope you're enjoying your time here in the True North Golf Society. I know that Tim Wilson and myself are trying to make this as pleasant a place and enjoyable as a place as we possibly can for you. We are attempting to deter the cheating as much as we possibly can. So we're going to try and keep that going as much as we can moving forward, and you can look for some help with that coming forward as well. And so that kind of talks a little bit about the first two tournaments. And so along the same lines, let's go back to the season schedule. And you can see that beginning tomorrow, August the 10th, we are going to begin the Lincoln IMP Open. And so the Lincoln IMP Open is sponsored by Red Heat 57. And I know I've talked to him before on my YouTube channel. But we are going to be playing it at the Atlanta Athletic Club. If you watched my video about an hour ago, we played the Atlanta Athletic Club as the course feature. It is a very scoreable course. I want to let everyone know that if you can hit the fairway and get a good second shot close to the pin, within 15 feet even, you're going to have very, very straight putts. And I have a feeling that this course is going to be extremely, extremely easy for most of you, and we're going to see some high scores over the next couple days. It is going to be an entry fee of $250 like all of these. These are 2 rounds in 2 days, and so it will end at midnight Pacific Eastern Standard Time, or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock midnight on the West Coast, and that's when that tournament will close. They're on August the 11th, so it's really August the 12th for most people. It's really early in the morning. So we're really looking forward to this tournament being played at the Atlanta Athletic Club. It is another Colin Mafia RCR course. And like I said, can be easy, but if the wind is howling, it also can be very tough if you get in the rough, because the rough is very unforgiving. So you want to make sure to keep that in mind. If you want to get out there and play some practice rounds, you might want to do that before the rounds pick up beginning tomorrow. All right, so that will wrap up the first segment, which is talking about the tournaments that have happened and are coming up here in the True North Golf Society. What I want to do now is go to the True North Cup standings. And you're going to have to ignore the ones that are on the game, guys. So if you can, please try and make sure that you go to the website, TrueNorthGolfSociety.weebly.com, and look at the clubhouse section. And you can go down, if you actually click on the clubhouse, and it's all the way at the bottom, and you'll see the True North Cup standings. And as of right now, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that it's going to differ, all right, on this list compared to the other one, because we've had cheaters that we have disqualified, and because of that, it's not going to show that on the actual game itself. So you're going to have to keep that in mind. But the numbers that I'm keeping track of right now, you can see that it says that Dodgy Shockers is actually in first place, but that is incorrect. Because RSM actually won the first tournament, so he's actually got more than Dodgy Shockers. So RSM right now, RSM 420, has a total of 595 points. He is in first place. Dodgy Shockers, of course, there you can see he's in second place with 500. In third place is X Holy Mush with 300 points from the United States. Also, tied for third place is Old Time Gamer 1957, who also has 300 points. And in fifth place is Robert J. 32 with 190 points. So keep in mind here as we move forward that I will be keeping this updated on a spreadsheet here on my computer. And so you're going to want to ignore the True North Golf Cup standings on the game, because they are not going to actually be the correct ones. And so there's your top 5, and you can find that on the True North Golf Society website underneath the clubhouse section. With that, we're going to move on now into the money leaders. This is for the beautiful Crystal Cup that will be given to the winner with the most earnings here in Season 2, and you can find that under the Money Leaders tab under the clubhouse, and you'll be able to see a nice picture of the trophy that you will receive for that. In first place, as you can see here, is Old Time Gamer 1957 with 2,225. RSM has 2,207. Dr. Death, who has been disqualified, so you can ignore that one, which means Dodgy Shockers tied for third with 2,172. X Holy Mush is in fourth, or excuse me, is in fourth with 1,536. In fifth place is Hell's Fire with 1,480. And then as you can see there, Sushi Well Done, Robert J., 2, Coaster Royalty, and Kokwi Coco are the top 9. And then we do have number 10, because of that disqualification, Cape Apple is 1,051, and then you can see the rest there. Not going to continue, but you can see the president, Tim Wilson UK, is in 15th in the money standings right now with 970. So we look forward to seeing him continue to move up the leaderboard. And so with that, you can see your current money leader standings in the True North. All right, with that, we have now an update on the Ryder Cup. Now, there's nothing going to be able to be seen here on the screen, of course, because I can't get to the website. But if you have a chance to go to the website, you're going to go to the leaderboard and pull up the virtual Ryder Cup, and you'll see that there is a form there. What we are asking people to do is to make sure that you are going to be available on the dates that it is going to take place. It is going to take place on September the 12th through September the 17th, and those dates are set. The form for you to sign up is underneath the eligibility information. So if you are eligible to play, meaning if you are from the United States or you are from a European country, you can fill out the form that you'll find on that page. Make sure to pick whether you want to be a captain. The captain is one who is not going to play, but they'll be the ones to choose the teams and things of that nature. Or are you going to be a player? And of course, what country you are from or what side you're going to be playing for. We also ask that you put your current TG2 handicap. And I know that some people believe the handicap system is broken. We're not going to deal with that right now. We want you to do that so that it helps the captains be able to pair people up, all right, with teams so that they can try to make it as even as possible. Because again, it is going to determine and help and matter during the actual tournament. Once again, the tournament will be played at the Le Grand National, which is where the actual Ryder Cup is going to be played. Coming up, so keep that in mind. You can find the format of play there. I'm not going to read all that to you here. That can be read by yourself on the website. But we are looking forward to that. I can tell you that the American side is starting to fill up very, very quickly. We are keeping the date for applications open until August, till the end of August. And I believe we have 31 days in August, if I'm not mistaken. I always get that confused, yes. So we have August the 31st will be the last day that you can sign up tentatively, all right, for the Ryder Cups. We ask that you get your applications in by that time if you know someone who would like to do that. I know the European side is a little low on applicants right now. I know it's a little early, but we want to make sure we get enough as we possibly can. We need at least 12 members from each side. So we're really looking forward to this. We're the only society that is actually trying to do this Ryder Cup format because we can't do it through the games. We're going to do it ourselves, and we're going to have a couple administrators doing that. And so we really look forward to that in the month of September. September the 1st will be the day that we are going to announce the captains, and then after that we are going to announce the players that are going to be on each team, and then that'll give people time to play with one another and practice and give a chance for the captains to see everyone that's on their team play so they can get an idea of how to do their four balls and their match play events. All right, so with that, excuse me here, I just kind of dropped my list of what we're talking about. One of the last things I do want to talk about here before we sign off on this first episode is I've had some people who have asked me about, is there anything that we can do in the society when we're not doing the actual tournament rounds, because we know that we have a few days off here and there. We got weekends off sometimes. We have a day like today where there's not a tournament going on. And so I was thinking about it. And as I've been playing with a couple of my European friends, I know Malster Martin is a member of our society, and he has been playing and showing me some games that he likes to play through the golf game. One is called Killer Golf, and one is called Birdies and Bogeys. And I was thinking about what would it be like if, when on the days we don't play, that we could get 7 or 8 people who sign up to play in these little side games. And the side games, and I'm going to put the instructions and the rules and things of these side games up on the website on a side page somewhere, and you guys can take a look at that. And what it is I thought maybe if you win these side games, maybe we in the society here, not so much on the game, but on the website, maybe we could add in some bonus points to the True North Cup. And so maybe you aren't playing so well in the tournaments, but maybe you can do well in these little side games and maybe help yourself or boost your score up a little bit. I think that, you could do that. And we could have, obviously, like on a Wednesday, you could have like, all right, we're going to have 2 games of Birdies and Bogeys and 2 games of Killer Golf, and the first 7 or 8 people who sign up for each one We'll play that. You get inside of a party and you actually play the game, and then you decide that who the winners are. You let me know. I'm going to be kind of administrating that and helping that out. But I think that would be something cool that we could do as a society. If you have any comments on that or you'd like to be interested in that, look forward to that here in the next week. As we get that started, I think that'll be something really fun for us to do, as a lot of us like to play almost every single day or every single night with one another in games anyway. So what better way to maybe boost your points up a little bit by winning and being a part of this? And of course, there'll be repercussions for those who lose. We know that if you lose, you have to give up 1,500 coins to a random society. And so if you haven't got a chance to play in those games with us in the evening times, you might want to check that out sometimes. Of course, I know it's hard sometimes for the Europeans to play with the Americans, so if the Europeans want to do it during their evening time, we can set it up that way. But we're definitely going to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to do that, so that everybody has a chance if they so choose to do so. So look forward to that here coming up in the near future as something that is really good. And the last thing I'm going to talk about here before we go is we found out yesterday, late last night, that the Golf Club 2 and HB Studios is going to be coming out with a new update for the game. And I know a lot of you have been really hoping for this to fix some of the things, like fix the cheating. There is a list of things that are going to be posted on the website that came from HB Studios. It's actually already been done. It's in the news section. So if you go to the news section, I always post all kinds of news up there that's going on in the society. You can see kind of what's coming. I'm not going to say it all here, but we're hoping that some of this stuff will be fixed here in this next update. When it will show up for the PS4, we don't know. The PC will happen automatically. And then, of course, we have to wait for Sony and for Microsoft to review that before they will set it out as a download. And so with that, that wraps up our first episode of the True North Golf Society News and Notes program. If you've been watching on Twitch, I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, put some comments in that underneath the description box there, or hit that subscribe button. There will be all kinds of content coming for the True North Golf Society in the near future. So for everybody here at the True North Golf Society, I am Dwayne Sponsteller, Coaster Royalty, and we will see you next time. Always hit them straight, and we'll see you at the club. Until next time, good evening.